Calculus Kids. This is Dr. Callahan with Week 9 Tuesday. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and pause the following video for the warm-up log. You guys have 3 questions. It is due on Friday of this week, so just keep that in mind. If you have any questions that you are currently missing, whether it's on a hybrid day or in-person day, please just take a look at the day and the week of the boxes that is empty. And then I will suggest that you go to MS Team and take a look at the following week and day that you are missing it. Make sure you guys are checking with me on the hybrid days. Most of you guys are in person every single day, which is awesome. But for those of you guys who are doing this online, or excuse me, 50 and 50 with a hybrid, make sure you guys are uploading your assignment and checking in with me. Let's go ahead and create the assignment for this class. So week 9, Tuesday, AP Calculus AB, semester 2. Today we're going to talk about SlopeField, day 2, with equations. And equations. Okay, so your instruction is to watch the video in its entirety. Make sure you check in with me if you're at home by 9:41 a.m. because I have to take attendance by then. And upload your assignment to me by 3 p.m. And let's go ahead and get started. Easter's right around the corner, and when your kids keep asking for Easter baskets, I thought as a mom, I really appreciated that. That was adorable. All right, so take a look at the breakdown of what we're going to be doing today. We're going to go back to the 6 questions that we talked about yesterday with graphing. We didn't complete all of them, but we're going to finish the rest of them. And today we're going to look at 2 actual free response questions on slope fields from the AP exam back in 05 and 06. You're going to analyze and write down the steps and see how it's going to be graded. And then I'm going to have you guys do not a group activity, individual activity because of the pandemic on slope field. We're going to be matching the equation to the original equation, match it to the graph, and etc. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at your guided notes for today. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. So here's the first page. Here's the second page. This page actually is the same material as you went over from yesterday, which is week 9 Monday on SlopeField. It's just a second copy of it. Here are the 2 questions from the 05-04 AP free response. We're going to be analyzing this. And then this is going to be your template for the SlopeField card match. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have you guys get started right over here on this page right here. So yesterday, we actually only went over number 1 and part of number 5. So if you were doing this online with me yesterday on Monday, we actually did go over number 5 with a video. But today, we're going to complete 2, 4, and 6. So if you were not here for number 1, take a look at number 1. This is what your graph looks like once you complete the slope fields. And then this is what your equation is after you use U substitution. We went over this one in class. All right, let's take a look at number 2. For number 2, go ahead and pause the video and take all these points and create the slope fields. Okay, so your slope field should look something similar to this. All right, and then what we're going to do is we are going to take a look at the equations, and we're going to go ahead and find the equation using integrals. So first things first, I see that there's a dx on both sides. I'm going to move the dx over to the right side. So the dx cancels. dy equals 3x squared dx. We're going to integrate both sides. Integral of dy is just y. Integral of 3x squared, you're just doing the reversal of the power rule. So that's x cubed plus c. And that is your equation. So very simple. And if you think about it, an x cube is generally like this little squiggly graph. So if I were to go ahead and follow along with this, you can see that this indeed is what your graph looks like for number 2. All right, turn over to number 3, pause the video and go ahead and select the following points to create your slope field. If you don't quite remember how to do it, I'm just gonna pick a point. This point right here is gonna be at a 1, 0. Plug it in here. dy over dx is the same thing as y prime, which is your slope. And that's a -1 over 0. And this is gonna give you undefined, which is a horizontal slope. So at this point, it's just a horizontal line. Now picking the second point, this one right here, let's do a 1, 1. So your slope is going to be a -1 over 1, which is a -1. So at this point here, it looks like that. So now that I showed you guys how to do 2 of them, go ahead and do this on your own and complete all the points. When you're done, it should look something like this. This is the direction of what your slope field is going towards. Now let's go ahead and try to solve for this. I'm going to multiply by dx on both sides. And to get the y over, I will have to multiply y on both sides. So looking at this here, the dx and the dx cancel. You have a y, dy on the left side. On the right side, the y and the y cancels. So you have a -x dx. Let's integrate this. Integral of y is a 1 plus 1, which is a 2. So you have a y squared over 2 equals, same thing over here with the x. You have a -x squared over 2 plus c. Your job here is to solve for y. So before you do that, you have to multiply both sides by the 2 to get rid of it. So y squared equals a -x squared plus 2c. How do you get rid of a square? Well, opposite of a square is a square root. So y equals plus or minus square root of -x squared plus 2c. And if you look at the shape of this, it is going to look something like a semicircle. And that is your graph. All right, let's jump into number 4. With number 4, again, pause the video, create your slope field using just the plug-in method. From the looks of it, it looks like it's a parabola opening on the right side with a vertex on the left side. So I want to get my x's and y's all in one side. So I'm going to multiply the y and also multiply by the dx on both sides. So when I do that, my y and this y cancels. So, oh, I'm sorry, hold on, totally cross the line there. Dx and dx cancel, so y dy equals this y and this y cancels, so just dx. Integrate both sides, you have a y squared over 2 equals x plus c. Let's go ahead and multiply by 2 on everything. So you have a y squared equals 2x plus 2c. Next, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the square root. So the square root, or get rid of the square by square rooting both sides. But one thing that's different about this one is that it does indeed give you the point. So x equals 1, y equals 3. So you are able to find the value of this. So I'm going to use y squared over 2 equals x plus c. Let's go ahead and plug in the point 1, 3, which is going to give you a x is 1, y is 3. So that's a 9 over 2 equals 1 plus c. So then if I go ahead and subtract the 1, it's a 9 over 2 minus a 2 over 2 equals c, which is a 7 over 2. And that is your c in this situation. So here, we're going to replace it. Y equals 2x plus 2 times 7 over 2. The 2's cancel, so y equals plus or minus the square root of 2x plus 7. And this right here is your answer. If you think about it, anything with a square root generally has a kind of like a curve like that. So you're going to start off at 1, 3. Here's 1, 1, 2, 3. And your curve is going to be in this direction. And that is your graph. So I'm going to go ahead and have you guys do number 5 on your own. So feel free to pause the video and do the right side where you draw where you sketch the slope field, and then on the left side, go ahead and use integral to sorry, it seems like something all of a sudden got lost here, so I apologize about that. Anyways, so pause the video and go ahead and do the right side with the slope field. On the left side, go ahead and do the dy over dx and solve it and integrate it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your answers. Here's your graph. And then here is your equation for that. Okay, so let's take a look at the last one, which is number 6. Pause the video and create your slope field. Your slope field should look something like this. And as I'm looking at it, it looks like it's just like a linear line going in different directions from the center of the origin. So I'm going to go ahead and isolate my, move my dx's on one side, and then also get rid of my y's on both sides because of the divided. So then my dx cancels, so I have a 1 over y, dy on the left side, and then y and y cancel, so I have a 1 over x dx on the right side. When I go ahead and integrate both sides, I will have to go ahead and do the ln y, which is equal to ln x plus c. To get rid of the ln, you put an e on both sides, so y equals x plus c. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take this back one step further, or one step before we did this. Now, before I cancel this, another way of rewriting this piece right here is e to the ln x times e to the c. Now, yesterday when I said that, you can actually bring the c down in front of the e. I know some of you guys were looking like, really? How come? Well, here's the reason why. Well, I can rewrite this because if I have a to the 2 plus 4, that's the same thing as a squared times a to the 4th, right? It's just the power rule of exponents. So then this piece cancels and you have x by itself. And then e to the c is just going to be a big constant. So really, you put the c in front of that. And you're also given a point here. So x equals 3, y equals -6. So -6 equals c times 3. Divided by 3 on both sides, c equals -2. So rewriting this equation here, y is equal to -2x. If I were to go ahead and graph this, I would start at 0, go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down to over 1. And this is the direction of my graph. All right, you guys. So we completed all 6 of those questions. Now what I would like you guys to do is you're going to go ahead and practice with the SlopeField match card. So turn over to this template. So here you have SlopeField 1 to 10. You're going to go ahead and match the slope fields, which are here are the graphs, right here 1 to 10, to the differential equation. So here are the equations right here. And you're going to match the equation to the conclusion of the curve itself. So pause the video and do that. And what you need to write down are, like, do you see the bottom? It says like DE5, DE7. That stands for differential equation 5 and 7. So after this class, next year, you will take Calculus BC, which is Calculus 2. And then after Calculus 2, you could take differential equations. And so this is the introduction to differential equations, but when you take this in college, you're going to be talking all about this for an entire semester. And that's Calculus 3. So then SF1 is this first one right here. If you take a look at this, it looks like a shape of a parabola. Match this one to one of these equations here. Once you match it to a differential equation, then match it to a conclusion, and you have 1 to 10. I'm going to show you guys the answer now. So if you're not ready, don't look at it. All right, so here are your answers. Take a look at them. Okay, so if you're done with this, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this page. You're going to analyze the steps from the free response questions of the AP exam, and I want you to write down the 5 different steps that's affiliated with answering the questions. So here's the first one for 2005. These are the steps, and this is the part for A, B, C of what they're expecting. And then here are how the points are awarded. If you have these 2 things, it's worth 2 points. Next 2 is 2 points. If you have these 5 different things, it is worth 5 points. So altogether, it's worth 9. Now that you did the 2005 one, I would like you guys to go ahead and analyze the 2004 one. Okay, here we go. And then you're going to go ahead and answer this question on your own. When you're done with this, you're going to go on to the next page, which is this one right here. Here I have 4 different SlopeField questions that were on the AP exam. So take a moment and analyze the 4 questions as well. Get yourself acquainted with it. All right, you guys, that is basically the end of the day. That should take you about 50 minutes to complete. As always, stay safe and healthy, and please take care of one another. I'll see you guys next time.